Hello, good morning students. I am Kanti sir for mathematics in 10th English medium. We are already in lesson number 3 objective sections and many of those questions are already explained here and few are given in homework also. Okay, we just look one by one again from question number 6. Okay, question number 6 was given in homework. Okay, and at that time I just told you place x equal to 0, so you will get y. In question number 7, that is also given in homework, you have to place value of x and y in all option one by one up to answer you will get. Number 8, that is just like question number 1, just place value of x and y in the equation. So one variable p is missing, that you can find. Number 9. Okay, number 9 was not given in homework and not explained here. So right now we just concentrate at question number 9. Okay, x minus ky equal to 2 and 3x plus 2y equal to minus 5 has a unique solution. Then what should be there? Okay, so just understand, unique solutions condition is there, so we use this one. First of all, write both equation. X, question number 9, x minus ky equal to 2, 3x plus 2y equal to minus 5. No need of standard form. Either both numbers should be there, otherwise both numbers should be at left side. Anyway, so a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2. Okay, a1 1, a2 3, b1 minus k, b2 2, c1 2, c3 minus 5. That you know. Now just write down that condition. a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2. Now write all values. a1 1, a2 3. Okay. Now b1 and b2. b1 is minus k, not k. Okay, which sign you have to take, and b2, and in between not equal. So just try to solve it, cross multiply. So minus 3k equal to 2 1. Okay, minus 3k equal to. Now just shift minus 3 there, so it become 2 upon minus 3. So minus 2 upon 3 is our answer. But it should not be there. In between not equality sign should be there. Okay. Now look at one by one. So k, actually make correction there. In all option, make inequality sign. In place of equality, write down inequality sign everywhere. Okay. So you just remove equality sign and make inequality by doing this way. Okay. So make correction there. In all options, instead of equal to sign, there should be a not equal to. This sign should be there. Okay, so make correction there. So now B is the option. Whether denominator negative, numerator negative, or in between negative, all are same. Okay, so B will be answer. So our final answer is that x is not equal to minus 2 by 3. Because in this type of unique solution problem, we cannot say fixed value. There are thousands of billions of answers. Only we can say what should not be k. So k should not be minus 2 by 3. Otherwise minus 2 by 3, except minus 2 by 3, any value of the world can give unique solution. Okay. So according to correction, B is our answer. And in all option, correct equality sign, replace it by non-equality sign. Now take the graphs of equation 4x plus 3y equal to 14 and dash are parallel lines. So one equation is already given there. 3x plus 4y equal to 14. I am talking about number 10. One equation condition is given 4x plus 3y equal to 14. Now they have given option 3x plus 4y equal to 14, 8x plus 6y equal to 28, 12x plus 9y equal to 42, and 12x minus 9y equal to 0. I just converted it to systematic form. A, B, C, D. According to option only you have to give answer. Otherwise, so many answers can be possible. Now just look, whatever the condition of parallel lines, look at it. All three ratio must be equal. Sorry, first two ratio must be equal and third should be different. This is the condition of parallel lines. Okay, you just understand and remember this all things. Okay, so everything is included in this one. All conditions are together written here. Okay. Now look here, 4 by 3, 3 by 4 and 1. So obviously first two are not equal. First two must be equal and third should be not equal. So that's gone. Okay, so this way only you have to get answer. Now look at here, 4 by 8 means 1 by 2. 3 by 6 again 1 by 2. And 14 by 28 1 by 2. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. But this is the condition of coincident line, not of parallel lines. Okay, so B also. Why? Because it gives 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, all three ratios equal. So it is condition of coincident line. We require parallel lines condition. So look for this one. 4 by 12, 1 by 3, 3 by 9, 1 by 3, and 14 by 42, 1 by 3. Okay. So this is also gives us parallel lines. Okay. So third one also not applicable there. And here is actually minus 12x. This is minus 12x. Just look carefully. And I shifted minus 9 by here. Okay. So look at 4 by minus 12. So it is minus 1 by 3. First. 4 by minus 9. So it is 4 by minus 9. Sorry, 3 by minus 9. Sorry. 3 by minus 9. So it is also minus 1 by 3. But last one is 14 by 0. 14 by 0 means you know anything else, but not minus 1 by 3. So first two are equal and last one is actually infinite. But that satisfies this condition. So this is the answer. Again, I tell you, check one by one option. Find out A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. According to our condition, look at that. This one gives us this unique condition. Why? Because 4 by 3, 3 by 4. First two are not equal. So unique solution means intersecting lines. We don't require. Second and third gives us infinitely many solutions, means coincident line. Why? Because 4 by 8, 3 by 6, 14 by 28. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Coincident line. Again, 4 3s are 12, 3 3s are 9, 14 3s are 42. Again, coincident line. Here, 4 upon minus 12, minus 1 by 3, 3 upon minus 9. So again minus 1 by 3. And then 14 by 0 means infinite, but not equal to this. So A1 upon A2 equal to B1 upon B2 is not equal to C1 upon C2. So this is the required condition for parallel lines. Okay. So only MCQ type question, only these types of question can be asked. Okay. So you have to check one by one option and select or point out that right option. Now 11 I already given you in homework. Number 12. Under which condition does the pair of linear equation a1x b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2, it means standard forms, have infinitely many solutions? This is the answer. Infinitely many solutions. So answer is a1 upon a2 equal to b1 upon b2 equal to c1 upon c2. All three ratios should be equal. Okay, so that is the answer of question number 12. Now look at number 30. I already given it in form 1. Just like first one in 8 1. It is very simple. Just you have to place value of ln and y in equation and find out unknown. Number 14. 14 also given in homework. C must be 0 there. Why? That line passing through origin, so C must be 0. Okay, you should remember this one also and this one also. Okay, now true false. 16. The graph of 3x equal to 7 is a line parallel to x-axis. We are given 3x plus 7 means x equal to 7 by 3. If x equal to something, then whatever parallel to y-axis. X constant is possible whenever line is parallel to y-axis. Just remember everything. So this is applicable at second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look at number 2. According to 2 number, they have given x equal to something. So line should be parallel to y. So what they are doing? Parallel to x-axis. Wrong. False. Okay. So 16 is false. Why? Because it is parallel to y-axis, not parallel to x-axis. So you understand? Remember this is, if x equal to something, parallel to y-axis. If y equal to something, parallel to x-axis. Okay? If x equal to 0, y-axis itself. If y equal to 0, x-axis. So it's quite opposite way, you should remember that. So first one is false. Second, the graph of 5x minus 4y equal to 0 passes through the origin. Look at number 5. Constant term should not be there. Means number should not be there. So no number is there. 5x minus 4y. No third term is given. Third term is not given. So it obviously passed through origin. Okay. So 17 is true. 17 true. According to this condition. Now number 18. For a equal to 1, the pair of linear equation ax plus 3y equal to minus 7 and 2x plus 6y equal to 14 has infinitely many solutions. So just look at the condition of infinitely many solutions. All three ratios must be equal. Okay. So we just look at both equations are given and they have given a equal to 1. So write down ax plus 3y equal to minus 7 and 2x plus 6y equal to 14. Okay. We ourselves try to find out a. Okay. Otherwise they have given a equal to 1. You can write 1 also, but we try as ourselves whatever a should be. And then look, is it 1 or not? So now condition is this: a by 2, 3 by 6, minus 7 upon 14. Okay. Parallel lines. Infinitely many solutions. Sorry. Okay. So just look here. A should be what? And actually there is a mistake here also. Either both should be positive, otherwise both should be negative. But it is not concern for us right now. We want to find A only. So whatever we cross multiply. 6a equal to 6. 6a equal to 6. Obviously a equal to 6 by 6. A equal to 1. So we got a equal to 1. So it is true. 18 equal to. Otherwise you just place 1 here. If you don't want to go through this process, then just place it 1. So it will be 1 by 2. This also 1 by 2. And actually this is also 1 by 2. But I think there should be some print mistake. Okay. So just make correction there. I am just telling you. Infinitely many solutions, so obviously last should be equal. So instead of 14, write down minus 14 here. Make correction here, minus 14. Otherwise question becomes wrong. Okay, we are not using that condition, but even then it should be minus. Either both should be positive or both should be negative. Okay, so we just add here minus. Now just look, either place it 1, so 1 by 2. 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Okay, so directly also without any calculation you can give answer that a should be 1, that's why it is 2. Okay. Now number 19. 4 comma a is a solution of 2x plus 3y equal to 23, then a equal to 5. They are telling a equal to 5. Now we have to find a as our method. Ourselves we have to find that. Don't use a equal to 5 right now. We have to find. And look, their answer and our answer are same or not. Okay. So now we just do the next question. 19. 2x plus 3y equal to 23. And they have given, ax plus 3y, 1 meter. Yes, a equal to 1 infinity. Sorry, we are at diagonal. 2, 7 is the solution. Okay. We solved 18. Now we are at 19. So in 19, 2x plus 3y equal to 23, right? And they have given 4 comma a is the solution. 4 comma a. So just x equal to 4, y equal to 3. Okay. So write down there 2x plus 3y equal to 23. Instead of x and y, write down in place of x 4 and in place of y 8 and find out it. Very simple. Okay. So what should be a? So 8 plus 3a equal to 23. So 3a equal to 23 minus 8. So 3a equal to 15. A equal to 15 by 3, 5. So we got 5 and they have given 5. So 19 is. Okay, you understand? Very simple. We just ourselves find out it and look whether their answer is right or not. So it is right. Okay, so now look at number 12. Okay, two equations are given. So that pair of linear equation has infinitely many solutions. So first of all we have to find all three ratios, a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2 and c1 upon c2. After getting all three ratios, we just look which condition is satisfied. And accordingly, we can decide that statement is true or false. So now 20. Okay, 5x minus 15y equal to 8 and 3x minus 9y equal to 24 upon 5. So just find all three ratios. So first one is 5 by 3, a1 upon a2, 5 by 3. Okay. Now b1 upon b2, minus 15 upon minus 9. Minus minus become plus. 3 5s are and 3 3s are. So this is 5 by 3, this is also 5 by 3. Now look at c1 upon c2. c1 upon c2. So 8. 24 upon 5, but denominator comes here, so 8 5s are 40, 5 comes here. Okay, denominator gone to numerator. Now just make it cancel, so it is 5 by 3. So all are 5 by 3, 5 by 3, 5 by 3. So what types of line? Coincident line. And how many solutions? Infinitely many solutions. So 20 is 2. Okay, because that condition is satisfied. Okay, so every time whether it is related to how many solutions or what types of lines, you have to find everywhere all three ratios first of all, and according to you can decide what types of lines are there or how many solutions are there. Okay, so these are the objective questions. Okay, and most of them are based on this condition, otherwise related to graph. Otherwise both solutions are given and something is unknown, k, a, whatever maybe, and you have to make subject to that unknown variable. Okay, now we today declare our this lesson finished, but we skipped two types of sums. First, sums related to cross multiplication method. We just excluded that method for typing, and we have not drawn graph. All graph related sums we solve, but drawing graph portion is not done that. Okay, so just remember these two main points. Okay, and we will cover that points if required whenever it is necessary. Okay, now what is our plan for next lesson? So far we completed lesson number 1, 2, 3, 5, 13, 14, 15. Okay. These 7 lessons are completed so far. Okay. You already prepared worksheet and fairbook also with these ones, and objective questions also given. Okay. Now our next plan is for 12 number lesson from that reverse. 12 number is the lesson related to circle or part of circle. What do you mean by part of circle? Either sector, segment or arc. Otherwise sometimes whole circle also. So let us first of all discuss part of circle and whole circle. Okay, so I just removed this one and just giving you hint. We cannot start today any question from the lesson number 12. I just make aware and doing revision of the circle. First of all, circle you know. What is the circle? Circle is the set of points, because any line is made up of so many points. So set of points in a plane. Why in a plane? Because that circle is in plane, not outside of plane. Otherwise it may become sphere. So circle is a set of points in a plane, equidistant from a fixed point. Equidistant from a fixed point. Fixed point means you know center. So equidistant from center. Okay. So that is the definition of circle. I think you will not be asked definition of circle, but if it can be asked, then you can give answer also. Circle is a set of points in a plane. In a plane is very important. Equidistant from a fixed point. Okay. So that is the definition of circle. Now we just look some formula. This is center, you know. This is circumference, you know. This is radius, that also you know. This is diameter, you know. This is any chord, that also you know. Okay. Now I just giving you two formulas. First one is the area of circle. Area of circle, and that is pi r square. Okay. And then circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So just remember both this formula. Okay, don't mix up them. Here is 2 pi r, here is pi r square. Okay, so just look carefully and remember that one. That is not new. Even you have been studying these types of formula and these types of concept since primary levels. Okay, so remember it. Now, suppose I want to find area of this circle. Suppose I have given diameter, then obviously suppose diameter is 40 and I want to find area, then obviously I just use A equal to pi r square. But r is not 14, that is 7. Okay, so 22 by 7, 7, 7. So 154 centimeter or meter, whatever given, that is our area. But now I just give you few extra point. Suppose there is a one ground, circular ground. Okay, and outside of that circular ground, suppose you want to make of 1 meter width, 1 meter width. Suppose that is 7 meter. Okay. So that is 154 meter. And you want to find area of this part only, this part, this belt. Then what to do? Again I am telling you, no whole circle's area we require. We require only area of this belt. Suppose one circular round is there and outside one tracking path you want to form there. So what should be the area of that tracking path? Okay. So in this type of case, how to find area? So obviously, first of all, there are two circles, outer circle and inner circle. So you can get area of outer circle as well as area of inner circle. If you take difference of both area, then obviously you will get this area. So can I solve now this way? This radius will be 8. Why? Because up to this point length is 7 and then 1 extra. Why? Width is 1. So 7 plus 1. So this radius is 8. Let it capital R. Otherwise R1, R2 you can write. And this is given 7. So two different symbols we found it. Now what to do? Now you want to find area of this one. So priorly required area we can find this way, pi r square minus pi r square in a single step. Area of outer circle minus area of inner circle. Okay. So just you can find that way. So take pi common. So it will be r square minus r square. Okay. Otherwise you can take two factor also here, r plus r, r minus r. Okay. So either place value here or here. Because pi is common, so we must take common pi so that it becomes easy somehow. So you can use this formula whenever you are asked to find the area of that path which is not full circle, that is the outer part. Okay, so that way you can find area. Now you also go through this type of points. What is this? What is this part? It is sector. Why? Because sector is nothing but a 2 radius enclosed part by 2 radius and r. This is the part of circle is called r. Okay. So this is the sector. How come sector is formed by 2 radius enclosed part, 2 radii and r. Okay, this is minor r and this is white portion, remaining is major r. Okay, so this is minor sector and this is major sector. Okay, so we just familiar with these terms. What is meant by sector? So sector is a nothing but enclosed part by 2 radii and 1 arc. But now instead of drawing 2 radius, suppose you have drawn 1 chord. So what is this enclosed part? So that part enclosed by chord and arc, not 2 radii. Okay, so that is called minor segment. Minor segment. Okay, and this bigger part is called major segment. But any segment, how it can be formed? So by chord and arc. No radius chord. But whatever arc, we forgot to explain first of all. Arc is nothing but a part of circle. Suppose this part. So this is the arc. Suppose piece of any broken bangle. If broken bangle is there, then any piece can be arc. Any piece can be arc. Okay. If it is smaller than half, it is minor arc. And if it is bigger than half, then it is major arc. And if it is exactly half, then semicircular arc. Okay. So these 3 terms are segment and sector. So understand these 3 new words also, not new. You already gone through this all 3 words in standard 9 also. Okay. So sector. Sector is a 2 radius union arc. Segment is a chord union arc. And what is the arc? Arc is a part of circle. And small part is say minor everywhere. Minor sector, minor sector, minor segment, minor arc. In everywhere, bigger part is called major. Major sector, major segment, major arc. You understand? So these are the parts. So in this lesson, we are mostly going to discuss and to study not whole circle, but mostly part of this circle. Okay, you understand? So more about this we will discuss in next lecture. I just whatever given today, it is the revision only. Nothing is new there. Okay? So today I just give you few sums regarding whole circle. Whole circle only. So write down diameter is 14 centimeter of a circle. Okay. So find out area of circle and radius of circle. Okay, only one sum I just give you. Otherwise, I just make you somewhat different, 7 centimeter. But it is diameter, not radius. So be careful. Okay, so area of circle and circumference of circle. Circumference. I have given you both formula also. Pi r square to pi. So just place value. And pi is every time 22/7. Just like lesson number 30. If they have given 3.14, then you can use that. Otherwise, you have to take always 22/7. Okay, you understand? So from tomorrow, we will start new lesson number 12, part of the area.